So, if you've ever wanted to get a job as a counsellor, but you're not sure what it involves, or you're about to start looking for a job as a counsellor and want to know how to best launch your job search, I've got a treat for you. I want you to watch this interview that I've just recorded with Ruhi Ahmed. Now, Ruhi is an experienced counsellor who's passionate about what she does and equally passionate about helping new counsellors find jobs. I ask Ruhi all the questions that you should be asking if you're looking for a job as a counsellor to help you find not just any job, but the right job for you. Hi, my name's Carolyn Brown and I'm a career coach and the founder of the Straight to Shortlist Challenge. And in this interview that I do with Ruhi, I'm going to be asking her about the great things about being a counsellor, about the challenges involved in the job, the real skills that you need to become a counsellor, and if you're struggling to find a job as a counsellor, how you can position yourself as a potentially great counsellor with your lived experience or your volunteer experience. But make sure you watch to the end of this video because one of Ruhi's recommended job searching strategies is networking. If you're like most people, you find this really awkward. Ruhi's got some rolled gold tips drawn from her experience of being a counsellor to help you get over that awkwardness and position yourself as a really great candidate for when jobs come up. And as a bonus, she's inviting anybody who watches this video to connect with her and find out more. So I'll put a link to Ruhi's LinkedIn profile in the description below. So let's jump right in. So what's the best thing about what you do?
Oh, it's very rewarding to be a counselor. You know that you're helping people, you help them feel unstuck and help them manage their challenges and help them see with clarity what's out there, which they might not be able to see. To support them, to make them feel better about themselves. A lot of them suffer from self-worth. I think we all do at some point of time. So be alongside with them, help them. And it's so, I used to feel very sad when clients would come after a few sessions and say, you know, I felt this and I thought about this. And there was no mention of, oh, probably I shared this a few sessions back. But now I know that it is what you actually want. That's the best kind of work is when you don't get the credit. We are the catalyst that make things happen. And that is very empowering for the client. And when you see them taking charge and them finding their spot in wherever they want to go, that's the most rewarding thing that you can have.
Because counselling is a tough gig. I mean, really tough, I think. I've got clients that are counsellors and I'm overwhelmed sometimes by what they face professionally. What do you think are a good skill set to have or a good attitude to have to become a counsellor?
I think being flexible in your outlook is very important. Going with a rigid set of, we're not aware we are rigid.
Yes.
And we feel that, okay, this will be helpful for them because all of us come from the point of helping others, giving back, being able to do that. And we all want to apply the right kind of modalities and we are not sure. We are huge on imposter syndrome. All of these things are there. But then if we step into this world with an open mindset of, okay, I will do my best and learn. Because believe me, there is a huge learning and you continue to learn throughout your life. So being flexible and open to learn from your clients, because I believe my clients are my biggest teachers. Everyone is for me. But in that aspect, when I'm doing that, sitting with them, actually I'm learning. And it's not about me telling them what to do. It's about me helping them find out their own pathway. And I'm facilitating. It's like if they're the captains of the ship. And if I'm just helping them say, hey, that's the pathway, that's where you should be going. If there's an iceberg and they say, I want to go straight ahead, and I would say, hey, that's an iceberg, we might hit it. I want to hit it and see how it feels. All right, you sure? I told you, I'm there to help you. And if they get hit, I'm there to help them.
Yeah.
So being open and learning with the clients, I think, is a big part of my work.
And for people that are considering being a counsellor, what are some of the things that are challenging?
The biggest thing is that when we feel that something we are helping our clients with is not working, and we start to doubt ourselves. We feel that maybe we are not doing, which is a part of it. When that happens, we might want to reflect, okay, maybe this is how I did and it may not have worked. But that's not the point. The point is it makes us feel we are not worth it. The imposter syndrome kicks in, and we feel we are not doing the right thing. Are we even worth doing, what we are doing? But the thing is, it is not important that everything will work with everyone. So when we feel that, or the clients say, this is not working, they stop coming, then we feel that, this is not working and we haven't been able to. That's the biggest challenge. So when we have our boundaries in place, that's why regular supervision is important. And we know that we can't help everyone, also knowing that, you go to 100 counselors and you will find 100 ways to do the one thing. And then we feel that, I'm not worth it, or I haven't been able to help. We have to be okay with that. Maybe we were not able to help, and that's how it is. Maybe they needed someone else with a different set of expertise and skills that they might find, or that may make sense for them. So
counselors are human as well. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, and we feel we have to be perfect. I had to overcome this. I will make a mess, and I will be a mom when I'm a mom, and I would not be a counselor mom.
Yeah,
the journey as well. So we make mistakes too, very much, as much as anyone else. So we are not something above them. We come from, all of us. We are part of where we work.
Volunteering helped you make some career changes, is that correct? Because a lot of people go, I can volunteer at an op shop, or picking up rubbish from the beach or whatever, and they don't know how to leverage that, how to take advantage of that to make their next move. So what did you do?
So I was very clear about what kind of volunteering I needed to do. Because fortunately for me, right after my bachelor's, I was able to spread it even back overseas, to spread in the community that, hey, I'm available to talk. One would be while I was working, or even on maternity leave, so people would reach out to, hey, I have got this relationship issues. A lot of women and students I started with to help them what career to go into, and women struggling with their other problems. And that's how it started. And I kept doing that. So I was very clear that I'm utilizing all of these skills. And that went on, and it's on even now. Even back overseas, people reach out and say, hey, Rui, will you talk to this person? They don't know what to do. And this student, I even do that. So when I came here, I was helping the migrant families to help them settle in, because even at that time, I realized how difficult it is to settle in and the problems that they may face. Yes, you can learn what systems work, where to go for different things. But what will you do about how do you manage your stresses of, adapting, understanding the culture, knowing how to move forward and feel part of the community. So I kept doing that again. And I was very clear that I will be doing this and utilizing my skills. So I am confident of what I'm doing, even in this culture, in this community that I'm calling my home now. And that really helped me when I was applying for my first job, or first few jobs after completing my diploma. I was able to actually, confidently put that across, that I have been doing that.
Yeah.
There was no official record for that, but I think because I kept doing it, they could see that, I think.
So you got some skills from doing that, but also it gave you maybe a story in an interview or something to put on your resume, and then gave you confidence that you were in the right kind of profession.
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting because a lot of people don't value that kind of experience because it's unpaid, but really you're working professionally. It's just that you're not being paid for it.
Yes, that's right. And I have had years of doing that, but I wasn't shy of doing it, because I believe that no experiences, like any kind of experiential, I'm not talking about work experience. It could be talking to someone and, helping them, understanding, learning from them, me getting feedback. None of it is waste, or you're right, we do negate that. There's no value in that. But actually, if you see, there's a lot of learning and value. We grow by each interaction, and interactions are a big part of my life.
Out in your career, you're competing against hundreds of people. The recruiter or employer will receive hundreds of resumes. What's your tip on standing out from the crowd if you're applying online?
So I think there's a bit of it's a tricky one, because you may not, because let's say if everyone has the same qualifications, how would you know that, all of these 10 applicants or 100 of them have the same qualifications? So at the outset, on paper, it may not. That's when we reach out. Networking will show that, or reaching out, asking questions to the recruiter as well is very important. But when you're talking about what skills you have, we talk about language and we talk about listening and all of those things. They become again words. But if we look back and see what our lived experience has been, what made us choose this? We may have, on general, globally, the same reasons, but there is something specific about each of us. Our lived experience will guide us as to what is distinct about why we are doing what we are doing. And that we have to sit and reflect and actually put that on our cover letters or when we are applying for a job. And that's what we take to our interview. I have been asked the same question, a couple of interviews. I was going for a school counselor job, which I didn't get, probably, by the way, but this is very beginning, and I was asked this, and I gave them my lived experience of how I have worked and I have done that. And they did ask me, what makes you stand out? I said that I have this journey and I have got these many years of working with people in this situation. I have the lived experience of what I have gone through. Settling in a new country, the stresses and challenges, the family that we went through together. All of these has made me this person that I think that I will be positioned rightly to help others navigate through. I don't have to come from the top. I'm actually coming from bottom up. So that's what I am getting, and I think I will work well with these students because that's where I started my journey, and I understand what they face. So that was I was able to put. So likewise, our lived experience would guide us. So we have to identify what is it about our journey, why we chose that. And that's what is unique. And that's what we need to present. That's what will make us stand out. Even if we don't think it is, but it does.
And what are your tips around networking to find a job? Like, what are some of the strategies that have worked, say, for you, or that you've seen work with the people that you've helped?
Yeah, I think LinkedIn would be a great place. I haven't. It started lately, after COVID, that there have been more opportunities via LinkedIn. When I started, maybe there were less people advertising jobs on LinkedIn. I think it was the case pre-COVID, but even then I would go in and, use the keywords to find out people who are in the industry, talk to them, reach out to them. The worst was, again, them not replying, but in the network, you get to see what they're posting. And, some of them, it happened that a few of them were actually the person of contact for some jobs. So you could mail, or you can send a message to them and reach out and say, hey, I want to talk more about this job. So it's not just for you to get a job, because that's, again, the rigid mindset is that I'm talking to this person, it means I'll end up having a job. It's not that case. It's like, I'm open and learning, and let me see what I learn from that person. They may, open up an avenue for you. Again, another one that you can go on. So it's like being open, okay, to reach out and send friend requests, invites on LinkedIn, and connect with as many people as you can. Reach out, have a chat, request them for a conversation if they have the time. Actually go in and drop in and meet them as well. Talking to recruiters and see if they can guide you. And I did that a lot. And after 2 years, after COVID, I started to get emails, and I said, oh, I'm already working in my private practice. I needed it years back. So things do take time. Now it's much better. LinkedIn I'm finding there are a lot of people, a lot of jobs being posted as well. So that is one aspect. Apart from that, if you go to networking meetings, meet the career counselors and go and have a chat with them. They'll guide you if this will work or not. Maybe it's a great place for them to know as well how they can help you too. So reaching out to people, maybe look around in your community. There would be someone who knows someone who knows someone who may be working, and they can guide you. So looking for information, keeping your eyes open, and being okay, a little bit shameless sometimes. Forward, reach out and ask those questions, and ask them to help them give you the way, show you the way, even if they don't know. That's already there. So the worst will be, again, that you won't know. But I don't think that's the case. Even if you talk to one person, you will gain something.
I think that's what the thing that people struggle with a bit is, like, if you go down the path of applying for jobs, it's a yes or no answer, the outcome. But when you do the networking kind of thing, you're kind of planting seeds that may turn into a flower or may not, but you still got to plant them even if they don't. And I think that's what what people struggle with. But and also I think that the level of discomfort of putting themselves out there a little bit. Do you have any tips around overcoming that kind of little bit of discomfort?
Yes, definitely. We will need a session for that and have understanding the psychology
That's
of
why
it.
I'm asking you as a counsellor.
But to say overall is yes, it is. I'm not going to say that there's ever going to be a time when you're starting out that it will not be uncomfortable. Discomfort is part of that discomfort is telling you don't know what to do. Because our feelings guide us. And that feeling is telling you, well, the brain can't figure out the pathway that already exists to how to go in this way. So it's struggling. And when you're struggling, you're feeling the discomfort. I really don't know if that person is going to be helpful and going to be part of it. Understanding that it's okay to feel the discomfort and accept it as part of what you're going through. There is no shame in feeling the discomfort. There is no shame anywhere. You're learning, everyone starts somewhere. And then you step ahead because despite that, actually, with that, and you will feel it, your body is in a fight, flight, freeze mode. And you're feeling all of it. You may be anxious, you may be nervous, and it's awkward because we are feeling it is coming from inside. But you accept and make it part and say, the best way to get to the other end of the storm is to go through it. And you're going through it. And that's where your brain actually develops the skills, the pathways to know next time in this situation, this is what I would do. But if you won't go the first time, you would never be able to do that.
Just one last question, because you're a counsellor and I'm hoping you can answer this, is what are good questions to ask yourself before you put yourself out for a job interview or get your resume in order? What are good questions to uncover your why?
So it will be the first question. I think it may sound very cliche, but it is like, what is it that I want? And why do I want to do it? And then you start from there. And, as I said, going through job descriptions and all of those things specific to that profile is important. But also why you are in this journey, what makes you be here? Not why, it's like what makes you be here? And what difference do you think you can build? Of course, all of us want to earn money and, be professionally successful. That's regardless of whichever profession we are in. But what is unique about you wanting to be in this profession? And what is it about, that attracts us? Asking that question is a great starting point. And we know the answers are there. It's just that we sometimes, I love doing this, but what makes us love doing it? We all love to chat. Not all of them. It feels like, when we are in this, we feel, everyone wants to help others. Yes, we do, but then we choose differently. So what makes you choose this? And what makes you your journey? Again, as I was saying earlier, reflection. That's a great way to start and say, what is it that I want to do? Do I want to help? And, we don't know that, but underlying the specialty or the area that we use, it comes from somewhere from our journey in the past. And we may not be aware of it. But if we are aware of it, we feel confident in being able to put it out there. Say, hey, I have experience as a student of having gone through all of these issues. And I have, I can't come in from the outside, but I know how I want to help others go through that. And in this career, lived experience is huge. It's very important. Some of the job descriptions actually ask if you have lived experience of this. So that's a great thing, because not in IT and finance, you won't be asking your lived experience away. But this is a great career where you would be using your lived experience. So actually asking yourself, what is it that you want and why, and how do you think you will be able to make a difference? These are uncomfortable questions, but they would be asked anyways.
And sometimes I think those questions can eliminate you from the job as well. Like if there is no why, if it's very surface level versus actually I really do feel this deeply, it's a good question to help guide you where you need to go or want to go next. Excellent. Well, thank you very much. Where can people find you?
They can find me on LinkedIn. They can find me on, on my website. You can just Google search and they can see my website and they can reach via that. I have my number there and they can drop me a text or invite me for a cup of coffee.
Oh, lovely. All right. Thanks, Ruhi. So I hope you found this interview with Ruhi to be insanely useful. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. If you like this video and you want to see more of us, please subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.